Last week I spoke with you about the year 1918. That was the year of the Spanish flu pandemic, the ending of World War I, and the birth of Piedmont Community Church. We're going to fast forward to the year 1955. In the early part of the 20th century, a new disease marched to the forefront: poliomyelitis. Polio was a terrifying disease that attacked the muscular system. If it attacked your legs, you were crippled. If it attacked your diaphragm, you were dead. I remember as a child seeing old photos in Life magazine of children in iron lungs. It was terrifying. Much of the world lived in fear of contracting polio because the disease was so disabling and could come out of the blue from nowhere, it seemed. It was discovered that it was caused by a virus. In 1955, Dr. Jonas Salk unveiled something that he'd been working on: a vaccine for polio that became widely available. Newspaper headlines exclaimed, "Dr. Salk's polio vaccine works." Polio cases around the world plummeted, and Jonas Salk became a worldwide hero. Today, polio is 99.9% eliminated from the planet. Right about the time Dr. Jonas Salk was delivering his vaccine to the world, Piedmont Community Church decided to expand its facilities, to build this building, a building dedicated to the children and youth of the community. It was a two-story building with Sunday school classrooms, an office for the Boy Scouts, and a gym for basketball games and dances. They included in the plan a children's chapel. The chapel has a window devoted to Jesus, naturally, but because it's a children's chapel, the Jesus depicted is not an adult, but a 12-year-old child. It depicts the scene from the Bible where Jesus' parents lose track of him, panic, and then find him in the temple talking about God with the elders. The parents were not happy, which made me love this story as a kid. But even more interesting and unusual is the stained glass window on the side wall. It depicts some of humanity's achievements. This window is called the Family of Nations. It has a hearth symbolizing the family and the seal of the United Nations. As we need to learn to live together as a family, so nations need to learn to live together as a family. We're still working on that one. This window shows Jesus extending his ministry of compassion and healing to children. They're all dressed differently, an international community. But this is my favorite, the Christian and his vocation. It shows the lamp of the light of knowledge shining on 4 vocations: agricultural, symbolized by the plow, the wheels of industry, the lyre instrument, symbolizing music and the arts, and finally an atom, symbolizing science and medicine. Some people believe there is an inherent conflict between religion and science. We don't believe that here at Piedmont Church. This window celebrates the gift of scientists over the years who've given great gifts to humankind: Isaac Newton, Louis Pasteur, Alexander Fleming, and yes, Dr. Jonas Salk. I believe that somewhere there is a Jonas Salk who will one day deliver a vaccine for the coronavirus. I can't prove it, but I believe it, I hope for it, and I'm praying for it. Will you join me in that prayer? And also pray for the brave doctors, nurses, paramedics, hospital workers, all those on the front lines of this battle with this disease. The Bible says it's important for Christians to have hope. Hope does not cause us to stop action. We need to do all that we can to comply with the advice the health authorities give us about social distancing and hand washing. Hope is what enables us to keep doing the right thing, to keep going in tough times. Hope produces endurance, the Bible says. And endurance is just a fancy word for hang in there. Yep, hang in there. That's what God is calling us to do. And with God's help and each other's, we will.